This is a quick introduction to using Reaper, and this is for basic recording. Reaper has a ton of features and functions, but we're only getting into basic recording here. There are plenty of other videos, and I have some other videos that do get into some of the other features, but this is just to get started. So your hardware, your audio converter may be different than what you see here, but it all works the same. So you first want to have your audio converter attached to your computer, and if there's a power switch, it's powered on. If it's powered by the computer, then just make sure the computer sees it. Then launch Reaper. If it's the first time using the converter with Reaper, you want to go to Options, down to Preferences, and then you'll see Audio, and below that is Device. You want to make sure your device is selected. In my case, it's Alesis, but yours may be different. Make sure Enable Inputs is checked. If it's unchecked, it could be it's not seeing the device. The first should be the first port, and the last should be the last port. If you have a 2-port device, you may only have 1 and 2, so this will be 2. If it's 4, it will be 4. In my case, it's 10. Then you come down and click OK. Now you want to attach what you're going to be recording to your audio converter. In this case, and for this demonstration, it's a microphone. It could be an electric guitar or a keyboard you're connecting. And what you're going to want to do is set the gain on the audio converter. The audio converters will have either a red LED or a red light that flashes when your gain is too high. So what you're going to want to do is speak, sing, play, whatever you're going to be recording into the microphone so that it simulates what you're going to be doing when recording, and set the gain against that. As you set it, once you get it to where it starts seeing that flashing red, that's too high, back it off until you don't see any red flashing at all. And that means your gain is at least close. The next step will be to come into Reaper, and you're going to want to right click in this area here on the left and insert new track. And now your track will appear. This little button here is your record arm, disarm. When it's not highlighted, that track will not record. Click with the left mouse, it turns red, and that means it's armed. Now you need to tell it what is going to be recorded. So in this case, we come down to Input, and since it's a mono microphone input, and you want to select the port. In my case, it's on line 3. Whatever yours is plugged into is what you select. Now you'll see the signal showing up. Now this is where it gets important, because you need to look at this meter down below. There's a -18, you'll see right here in line with the fader. You want the average of your signal to be about, or even just a little below, that -18. I'm actually averaging a little higher, so I actually have to back it off. You can peak and have peaks higher, but the average you want to keep around that. So I will back mine down so that right now I should be right about that -18, or even averaging about the same or a little below. And I can have peaks and loud passages, but if it's set too high and those peaks get too high, you'll see a red at the top, and that will indicate that you're clipping, you're losing the top end of the signal. So now that we have that set, we are actually ready to record. We have the transports: rewind, fast forward, stop, play, pause, and record. So we'll hit record, and we'll see how this comes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it asks you if you want to save or delete. These are the track files. If you were recording more than one track at a time, there would be more than one WAV file, but in this case there's only one. If you didn't want it, you could select delete all. If you want to keep it, we'll say save all. Now if you look at the top, here's the sound of me counting. You'll notice there's white above and below these dark areas. This is my count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it was too high a signal, then the black would extend to the edges towards the top and below, and if it was all the way, that would mean that you're clipping off part of that signal, in which case you're losing audio information. In this case, it looks good. So if we were to go play it back,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
you hear the signal nice and clear. Now we don't want to overwrite that, so we'll take the record off. Let's say we want to do a second version, because you don't have to record over that. If you don't like it, or you can delete it and just right click and do remove items. But if you say, you know what, I might like it, but I'm not sure, I might be able to sing it better, I might be able to play it better, just make another track. Right click again, insert new track, record arm, make sure it's selected for your microphone, and now you see again, we don't have to play with the gain again because it's already set, and this fader will not adjust that setting. So even if this is low, you'll see my signal doesn't change. The fader is for mixing down the recorded signals. Since we're not recording yet, it's not adjusting. So now we'll go and hit record. Now before that, I want to mute this. Now normally you would not be doing this because the performer would have headphones on and not hear the first signal. But if I was to record now,
1, 2,
see
3.
I hear the first track. So we don't want this, we'll delete all. And then what we can do in this case is click on this little M, and that means this won't play. So now if I go to record, we won't hear it, and it'll record just the second track. Now I'm recording on the second track. So now we'll do save all, and we'll go back and we'll play it.
Now I'm recording on the second track.
So you hear that. Now if we took the mute off, you'll hear both tracks together.
1, now I'm recording on the second track. 4, 5.
And you can just keep adding other tracks. So just go back and do the same procedure, and you can record a third track, fourth, 100 track, 1,000 tracks. It's by your disk space. And that's basically all there is for basic recording, and you're done. Just go to File, you want to save the project, and that's it. And you're saved, and you can come back, work on it another time. We can get into effects, reverb, EQ, and everything else you want to do these recordings in a later video. Hope this is helpful. Thanks.